Hi, fellow shooters. My name is Doug. I am the owner and operator of Magic Touch Air Gun and Laser Range in Carlyle, Illinois, where we specialize in dry fire training. Utilizing dry fire training can be one of the most advantageous things you can do in order to be able to increase your shooting skills and your techniques. And at Magic Touch Air Gun and Laser Range, we utilize the highest technology of lasers for our dry fire training. Now, those of you that are seasoned shooters are probably familiar with dry fire training. Those of you who are new to shooting or are a novice shooter may be oblivious to the term dry fire. I would suggest you go online, you research dry fire training, find out what all of the advantages are to it. But if you would indulge me for a few minutes, I'd like to give you the basics behind dry fire training. Now, one of the things we have to understand is this. Trigger time is the most important thing a shooter can have. The reason for that is because shooting skills and techniques are considered to be a perishable skill. What I mean by that is that if you don't use it, you lose it. If we are not behind that trigger, practicing consistently, we will lose the skill. Let me put it to you this way. Let's say you went to the range twice a week for 6 months. You would probably be able to put 6 shots dead center bullseye every time. But if you put that gun in a gun safe and you didn't pull it out again for 5 months and you went to the range, you would probably find that you're only putting maybe 8s, 9s, and 7s on the target. That's because that skill has deteriorated. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I had a choice between shooting with a novice shooter that had been to the range 2-3 times a week for 3 months, or shooting next to a seasoned shooter who's not touched his gun in 6 months, I will take the novice shooter every day because their skills will be more prone to perfection than the seasoned shooter. So let's get back to this dry fire concept. What is dry fire training? Dry fire training is giving you the opportunity to get behind the trigger as much as possible without using live rounds. Now, many people will say, well, that's okay. All I got to do is take my gun. This is a representation of a Glock 17. All I have to do is take my gun, rack it, aim, and fire. Rack it, aim, fire. Rack it, aim, fire. I agree with you. That will help your skills. Technique, it'll destroy. The reason why it'll destroy your technique is because whether we're using a revolver, as long as it's a double action, or we're utilizing a semi-auto, the technique is very simple. Raise, fire, fire, fire. This rack, fire system is no good. Oh, but Doug, you got to understand something. I only do that when I practice. Yes, but you have to understand something. The more you practice doing that, the more that becomes a habit. And when you decide that you need to use your weapon in a real life situation and fire more than one time, you're going to hesitate on that second, third, or fourth shot because your brain's going to say, rack, and you don't need to do it. So, if you don't have any other way to practice than that, I guess it's better than nothing. Now, at Magic Touch Air Gun and Laser Range, we help you solve that problem. All of the weapons that we have here were either purchased as custom-made laser weapons, or we modified many of them here. So what is the advantage of this? The advantage, of course, is that we can get away from the bad habit of lifting our weapon, firing, wanting to re-rack, fire, wanting to re-rack again. That, folks, is bad news. I'm telling you, if you have an assailant that enters your home, tries to break into your car, and you do need to pull your weapon, that assailant is not going to wait for you to fire a shot, re-rack, and fire. They're going to do what they're going to do. So, by utilizing the laser technology that we have, for example, this is what's referred to as a SIRT gun. Stands for Shot Indicating Repeating Trigger. Meaning that when we aim and we fire, we have a laser beam that is fired, therefore that's shot indicating. Repeating trigger, the trigger repeats after each shot. Now there is no recoil, the slide does not move. The magazine will drop out so that you can do a magazine check or a magazine change, like in a real life, and go back to fire again. What we're looking for here is the capability of being able to position our gun, use the proper hold technique, the proper sighting technique, the proper positioning of our weapon, and be able to make a nice, easy squeeze of the trigger each time. And at the same time, be able to see the point of impact. Now, what's important about that? Well, if we're holding our weapon properly, but we're pulling our weapon to the left when we fire, or if we pull our weapon to the right when we fire, or maybe pull it down, or we jerk it up, it's extremely important to see the point of impact. We're off to the left, to the right, to the bottom, to the top of 2-3 inches. That point of impact will tell us this. That is what these laser weapons will do. Now, I have to admit, it's a little boring setting up a target on the wall and watching a laser beam hit it. So, what we have done at Magic Touch Air Gun and Laser Range is provided for you 3 different type of target scenarios. Number 1, an interactive target. Number 2, a non-interactive target. And number 3, a projection system with interactive target shooting. So let's go ahead and talk about the different types of targeting. Okay, now that we're back, let me show you multiple targeting systems we have here. First of all, we have a standard paper target. We have interactive targets. And I have another paper target. Now let's start with the paper target over on your right-hand side. If we take the laser and we fire it at that target, you will see a standard laser beam that will show up wherever we hit. Now, what we have inserted is a piece of reflective card that when it hits, it will cause the laser beam to expand out. In other words, it'll cause it to flare out where we can see the hit. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot over in this side here, and then I'm going to shoot in the center. And you'll notice when I shoot here, we're going to see just a regular red dot, where when I shoot in here, we should have an expanded, flared out dot. Here we go. Now go center, center, center. So you should have been able to see that when we hit center, we know for sure when we hit it. Let's go to the head. I'm going to shoot to the right of the head, and I'm going center. Left of the head, top of the head, center, center, center. That gives you, the shooter, an opportunity to get a distinct indication when you have actually hit your center part of your aim. Now, another thing we do at that same paper target over here is I have inserted what's referred to interactive targeting systems. Now, I have those laid out here. I have one located right here, the white one, and I have one over here, the black one. If I shoot at the blue one, and what I mean by the blue one is that it will project to you a sound and a blue light. Here we go. Are we ready? we know for sure we have a hit. Now, if we take a look at the black one positioned here, it will do the same thing, except it will light up in red and give us a sound, what we call a gong sound. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the black one here again, and I'm going to miss twice and hit center. 1 miss, 2 miss, center. Go to the blue one, 1 miss, 2 miss, center. So we can tell each time we make our hit. Now, what we have done with the paper target, we have inserted in the back each one of these targets. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the 7, 8, 9 on the left-hand side. 1, 2, 3, a center shot. Shoot at the head on the right-hand side. 1, 2, 3, misses, center. And again, center, 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 center. So we can go to a standard paper target, we can shoot at it, and we can get an interactive operation. It will tell us when we've done what we should do. Now, the next target we have right here actually has a targeting system going from 10 to 4. And all we have to do is go ahead and shoot at the target and tell it to display, and it will show where we've hit. So let's give that a try. All right, let's try that again. We're going to hit reset. I'm going to shoot at the target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Hit display. And here we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can see that I have a shot in the 8, a shot in the 7, a shot in the 9, a shot in the 8, a shot in the 9, and we can go back in here and we can hit reset on this and we're finished. So what that does for you is it gives you a situation set up that not only can you shoot, learn, increase skills, increase technique, do it in a safe environment. No one's going to get hurt in here, not by getting shot anyway. And we get an instant feedback as to what's going on. So that is one of the things that we do. So next, let me reposition and take you into our photo system. Now, we talked about our static, non-moving, non-interactive, and interactive targets a moment ago. Now I want to take you to what draws people to our range. It is the projected system, interactive targeting. We have multiple different scenarios that we can use. I'll display a few for you, but we will be putting together other videos that you can go and look on our YouTube channel to see exactly how each one works. What I have on the screen right now is just a standard target that you would see out at the range. And what we can do is utilize the proper positioning, technique, squeeze, etc. for shooting, and at the same time get a point of impact into what we've done. Let me display that to you right now. All right, so what you can see here is that I have put every single shot into center mass. I have 2 shots that might be a little bit low, but they still are in that center mass. Now, we can zoom in on our target, bring our target up close with the software. By the way, I want you to understand that except for certain things, 99.9% of the things you as a shooter can control with your gun. I'm going to go ahead and take it back to the normal positioning again. And I'm going to go to clear shots at the bottom left hand, clear my screen. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use the arrows up at the top that says move target back, and I'm going to move that target back further with each shot. Now I've taken and positioned that target back. You'll notice that when the target moved back, it got smaller. Let's see what happens now. Let's zoom up on the target. Let's take a look at the shots, and we'll notice that we've got some shots spread out, but we're definitely within the center mass. Let's clear our shots. Let's take the target back. Look at this. We can even change to a different type of target. There's a shooter. Okay? Bring it up. we can see that we definitely have all of our shots definitely within the center mass area. Let's clear our shots out. And let's go back. All right, so here is a list of different targets that we can do. Okay, again, I'm not going to go crazy on this with you because I'm not here right now to demonstrate all of our targeting systems, but we definitely have some things that we can do here. But now we shoot the right-hand arrows over there. We'll come up to zombie shoot. We'll come to the next. I want to display here for you the steel targets real quick. So once the system is reboot, I'm going to go ahead and bring up start. And you'll notice that we're going to have steel targets pop up. Deer, rabbit, and another. Goose, rabbit, deer. So you see, interactive. We take the shots. We see exactly what happened. We know we hit our targets. We even get the sound. Listen to the impact. Just like shooting steel. So this is the idea behind this. We've got to find all of our targets. Rabbit, deer, and there's one more. It looks like there's a goose over here to the far left. And we got it. So you've got to look close at this. Comes up, it says we had 15 targets, 15 hits, 0 misses. Shots total 15. We can go back. Again, what I'm trying to show you here is that everything on here is done by the shooter himself. I'm going to take you into a program called Tactical. This is pretty awesome. This reminds me of the old Hogan's Alley, if anybody remembers games back that late. That shows how old I am. But once this thing fires up here, we're going to have an opportunity to hit start. And we can choose, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 stores. So let's just go ahead and choose the storefront operation. On the left-hand side, don't shoot anybody with guns or badges. On the right-hand side, take a hold of anybody there that has got a weapon. Hit start, and we're going to do a 3D walkthrough of the store. No shoots. Got him. Take out the guys that are bad. Be on guard, be ready. Now, one of the cool things about this also is, there's a bad guy. We can move around like you're trying to track down. Where they at? Position yourself. Be ready. Look for your target. Move yourself around. Be ready. All right. Ceasefire, course complete. It'll come up, tell it that you're done. It'll give you your stats. We're going to go ahead and go back to main menu. We're going to exit this program. And I'm going to take you to an ISPCA competition. This is an actual type of scenario set up in competition. As a matter of fact, let's do one more thing. How about we do this? How about let's go ahead and change out to the rifle. So now we're going to rifle. Safety off. And I'm going to go ahead just for the heck of it, and we're going to go ahead and shoot at, how about we go with course 2. And I'm going to go to start, and we're ready to go. We can do a practice shot, and start. The practice shot helps you get sighted in. We'll hit the popper. The paper gets 2 shots. And that's a no shoot on the X, and we take the popper, steel in the back. We move on to the next. Popper gets 1. Paper gets 2, but make sure you shoot below the X. And we move on to the next. Paper gets 2. Paper gets 2. And popper, popper. We move on. We got 3 poppers. 1, 2, and 3. 2 on the paper. And we've got 3 X's, but we have paper, 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 and we move on, and we've completed our shooting. Go to done, and it gives us a hit factor of 2.7, a score of 105, gives us our time of 38.646 seconds. We have 22 hits, 0 misses. We have 0 penalties. And again, we can go back to restart. I'm going to quit this program. So as you can see, everything that we do here is done through the operation of the shooter himself. All right, yeah, I know everybody wants to see this one. Okay, I'll show it to you. Yes, this is zombies. Everybody likes to shoot zombies. Let's get started. We got to take out the zombies. Zombies start popping up. There we go. This is a fast game, people. Now, when they get all the way up to the screen, we'll let this guy come to the screen, and they will kill you. Zombies start popping up. There we go. This is a fast game, people. Now, when they get all the way up to the screen, we'll let this guy come to the screen, and they will kill you. Okay? So, you know what? I can tell you this. You will have a lot of fun doing this, but at the same time, you're going to be able to hone your skills, be able to get your technique to where it's supposed to be, and you're going to become a better shooter. And the best part, you're going to have fun while you're doing it. I want to see everybody show up at Magic Touch Air Gun and Laser Range. Give us a, quote, shot. Thanks you all for watching.